Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I want to start this off with a song. I always start this off with a song. And of course, you can vote on the song on the Patreon and choose which song. I put some holiday-themed songs there for this particular live stream, and that sounds pretty good. Playing this through my amp, and it's working. This is maybe my favorite Christmas song. This is Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues. It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me, we won't see another one. And then he sang a song, that rare old Mountain Dew. And I turned my face away and dreamed about you. Got in a lucky one, came in 18-1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. No, I love you, babe. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true. They got cars big as bars, they got rivers of gold. The wind goes right through you, no place for the old. When you first took my hand on a cold Christmas day, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You're handsome, you were pretty, queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they howled out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on the corner, then danced through the night. Boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. And the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. At Christmas, your arse, I pray God it's our last. The boys of the NYPD choir still singing Galway Bay, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day. I could have been someone, well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you. I kept them with me, babe, and put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I've built my dreams around you. Boys of the NYPD choir still singing Bay, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day. Thank you all for joining. How are we doing, everybody? Live stream. I'm gonna put my guitar back. We got a couple viewers I'm seeing. We having fun? Are we enjoying ourselves out there? Sound off in the comments where you're watching from. What are you doing this Christmas? I'm gonna put this guitar away. All right, don't look at my butt when I get up. Ooh, sexy. Cars big as bars, we got rivers of gold. Those goes right through you. It's no place for the old. Promise my hand on the bright winter's day. You promised me Broadway was waiting for me. How we doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? Duke Vulture commenting, asking if he's first. He appears to be. Appears to be first. It does make up for you missing the last few streams. You're still, listen, you're still on the fucking shit list, Duke Vulture. Okay, so watch yourself. Watch yourself, buddy. We got other viewers here. What are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to hang out. I'm going to talk a little bit. We're going to watch some videos. I think we might watch some TPUSA videos. TPUSA, which is easily the Super Bowl for everybody who stopped watching the Super Bowl when asked why. They just go unga bunga and kind of make jungle noises. TPUSA is definitely that. Seems like everyone is losing. Well, first off, you spelled losing wrong. So, to you, so I'm refusing to go outside. What is that a reference to? Just kind of in general? Whenever someone's like, it seems like everyone's losing their shit, I'm like, is there another riot I didn't hear about? In fact, let's check CNN.com and see what the news is. Oh, I forgot to remove this. Every time I go to the browser, it's going to play that video of me at the No Kings March. And indeed, there were no kings. I made sure of it. How does this work? No, there we go. Absolutely no kings that day, my friend. What is everyone losing their shit? Let's go to CNN.com. Everyone loses their shit constantly. What a terrible time of the year. Truly awful. Supreme Court blocks Trump from deploying the National Guard to Chicago. Thank God. I gotta go talk. I got some National Guard staying in my guest room here in Chicago. In direct violation, what is that, the third? Oh, am I freezing up here? Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Direct violation of the Third Amendment, I think it is. I don't know. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong, ever. Oh, it's what a shitty time of year this is. Where I'm living, it's cold. It's just miserable. Ugh. Everyone wants your money and your time, and everything sucks. Everyone's in a shitty mood. That's my general review of America at this moment. Everyone's just having a bad time. No matter who you are, no matter what your political affiliation is. If you're a neo-Nazi, you got Trump elected, and yet BET still exists. You know? Your grandkids still won't talk to you just because maybe you shared some Tweety Bird memes that actually were accurate. And actually, maybe Obama really does look like that, okay? Hobo with the Shotgun says, that's why I smoke crack. I smoked crack one time in my whole life. I've never bought crack. But many years ago, I was working at an International House of Pancakes. IHOP, some call it, if you want to be informal. But quite frankly, nicknames are for friends. And that restaurant is no friend of mine. No problem with the IHOP. The IHOP's a fine place to hang out. But there was a Guatemalan busboy who had crack. And I smoked crack with him one time. I didn't much care for it. I felt like my lungs go numb, is how I kind of remember it. And it was like very sort of short. And I was anxious and sweaty and pacing around. There was one time there where I was working like, maybe like a double shift or something. So maybe like I was at an International House of Pancakes for like 24 hours straight. And I was getting so tired that I was getting so tired I needed to give me a pick-me-up. People needed their Rudy Tooties fresh and fruities. It is an acquired taste. In a lot of ways, crack cocaine is much like caviar. You really need to be accustomed to it by growing up in a pedophile household where they serve such things. In terms of like percentage consumed by pedophiles, caviar is probably the number one food, right? That's a big pedophile food because it's all the rich people, as we've discovered through the Epstein, which we'll talk about. But regardless, I was working at International House of Pancakes. God, maybe this is close to 20 years ago at this point. And I was like so tired and I needed to like give me a pick-me-up. So I didn't do blow. I would do blow there every now and then, but no one had blow. So I went to the gas station across the street and got some caffeine pills. And I just took a bunch of caffeine pills. And that was one of the worst drug experiences of my life. Not crack. Not the time I did acid and went to go see Cats. And that's a true story. I dropped acid and went to go see Cats on January 1st, 2020. The movie Cats, not the animal. I didn't just go in the street and start looking for cats. I went to go see the movie Cats, high on acid, on January 1st, 2020. And I do want to apologize for opening whatever portal I seem to have opened. It was not a good time. I enjoyed the film, but certain things were hard to deal with. Like the one big singing scene where Rebel Wilson unzips her fur to reveal other fur underneath it. That fucked me up. I couldn't deal with that. And then at the end of the movie, when Judi Dance, if she's dancing, get Judi Dench on Dancing with the Stars. She's a star. She needs to dance. At the end, Judi Dench is singing, and she goes, remember, cats are not dogs. And that just cracked me up for some fucking reason. But the theater didn't have that many people. They'd been out for a couple weeks at that point. And so me and my like jackass friends were in one row. Another row behind us was another group of jackass friends watching the film, ironically. And then ahead of us was a little girl with her mom who seemingly had come to see the film sincerely. You always got to remember, everything you think is ironic, cats are sometimes people, in a way, and that's why Democrats keep winning elections, because they're letting cats vote. Everything you enjoy ironically, someone is appreciating sincerely. Everything you think is bad, that's a hard, weird thing to grasp. There are like people who just unironically love like the Lee Greenwood song, God Bless America. And they wouldn't even be offended if they understood your impression of it. They would be confused. Be like, well, no, that's a great fucking song. What are you talking about? But this little girl was watching the film with her mom. Me and my friends were like laughing and bursting out in applause at the end of every stupid little bit. And then Jennifer Hudson comes out and sings, memories of the blah, 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 blah. I don't know. No disrespect to J. Hud as she goes by in her spirit tunnel. She's a fellow Chicagoan, and I wish her nothing but mad respect. In fact, the point of the story is that she fucking blew us away. She gave an amazing performance, sang the song, and it was great. And we like didn't laugh and applaud. We were just genuinely blown away. And the little girl turns to her mom and goes, Mommy, why aren't they laughing? She had gotten so accustomed. Your cat's non-binary? Well, they will be after I'm done with them, if you know what I'm saying. I'm going to fuck your cat. That did sound... Here's the thing, right, about doing a live stream. It's not for those who need to think about what they're about to say. You just read something and you say something, and then you get more content out of justifying whatever fucking stupid nonsense your brain puts out. It's not, that is something I'm quite good at, just talking nonstop. Enunciating words, speaking clearly, not saying and like. I don't have those skills in spades. In a way, all cats are binary, if you actually think about it. Because the thing is, I'm being sincere, and I've long said that I am the most woke person alive, and I think I am. And woke is back, by the way. 2025, we're bringing woke back, but we're doing it right this time. All right, last time, it got hijacked by a bunch of narcissists who just wanted to make it about their own personal fucking grievances, okay? The previously woke was, everyone was like, God, I think people keep straight up, diddling each other on the train. And someone goes, I agree. And that's why I didn't get a job writing for Hassan Minaj's show. And you're like, wait, what are you talking about? And yeah, it's just bullshit. So woke is back now, but we are doing what we should have been doing the whole time, which is telling straight white men they look like fucking dog shit. As a straight white man, I encourage this. Every time I go out on the street, you should come up to me and you should go, guess what? Guess what, motherfucker? You got a tiny dick, and also Yellowstone, not that good of a show. I think they'll attack from that. I'm going to adjust my camera to maybe get a little bit more of me. Yeah, a little bit. There we go. That's more of the angle I'm looking for here. Yes, it's a male calico and has got Klinefelter syndrome with XXY chromosomes. How do chromosomes work? First off, chromosomes work where if you're blessed with extra ones, you get superpowers. That's the first way. But then if it's XX, it is female. No, XX is male, XY is female. Okay. Listen, guys, we got to go back to the browser, which means we're about to see that clip of me at the No Kings again. I'm not going to get rid of it. We're going to keep it. How do chromosomes work? All right. Chromosomes, we're going to learn something here, okay? Chromosomes work as tightly packaged structures of DNA and proteins, organizing our genetic instructions, genes, some call them genes, to guide cell function, growth, and reproduction, structure and organization, DNA and I don't give a shit. What's the boy one and what's the girl one? What are boy chromosomes? I think the two X's are the ladies. I think. Both boy chromosomes or male sex chromosomes. Taylor Sheridan is America's 21st century Charles Dickens, and that he sucks, I agree. Now, why does everyone hate Taylor Sheridan? Okay, I love Sicario when I saw that movie. Granted, the script isn't the best part of that thing. It's Benicio's amazing supporting performance. It's the cinematography. It's the score. But the script is fine. Taylor Sheridan's fine. Didn't he used to be a pretty boy actor? No. If you were pretty at any point in your life, you don't get to write stuff. That's the rule. Stop it. So boy chromosomes or male sex chromosomes are typically one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. That reminds me, I said boy and they say male. I'm going to be like, I identify as a boy. And they go male. And I go, nope, absolutely not. As a boy. Gaga goo goo. Quite frankly. Gaga goo goo. We did it, guys. We solved gender finally via that guy's cat. I have to text my girlfriend. She asked when I'm going to Michigan tomorrow. I'm alone in the house right now. She is in Michigan already. What time should I be there? She went to Michigan early to go see her family. I'm going to go to Michigan tomorrow. Awful state. Truly dog shit. If anyone watching is from Michigan, I offer you nothing but disrespect. Just kidding. Michigan's cool. No beef with Michigan. I mean, a little beef with some of the shit. I just got to go to the suburbs is the problem. You know, her sister and her sister's husband. Nice people. No beef with them. They're very nice. They live in like the shitty McMansion in this like fabricated suburb far away from humanity. And every time I go there, I'm just like, I got to be like the guy from Into the Wild and go die in Alaska. I need to go wander out in the woods because I'm so far away from all human life. I'm going to leave Lisa's at like 2:30, she said. Also, I didn't say the name. You didn't hear that. That's 1:30 Chicago time. So I'll try and leave by 9. Wait, so it'll be 1:30. It's 8, 4. Oh, God damn, I got to wake up early. This is good content right here. Haul my ass in the morning. My phone will be charged. Let me tell you, the last time I went up to Michigan, guys, I forgot to charge my phone overnight. Bruce Campbell's from Michigan, so you got that going for you. Well, I'm not from Michigan. My girlfriend's from Michigan. But I was born, I was not raised there. We moved when I was like 6 months old. But I was born in Indiana, in Lafayette, Indiana. And I've said before, and I do mean this, Indiana, the worst state in the union, by far. And I'll tell you why. People will say like, well, but what do you mean it's the worst state in the union? Like, what, you're going to be like, okay, racism, poverty, complete fucking just hollowing out of all culture and social structures, et cetera, et cetera. And they'll go, well, yeah, that describes a lot of states. And I'm like, I agree. But the rest of them have black people. And consequently, they have good food and good music. All right? Like, I think Mississippi ranks like the lowest, technically speaking. A couple weeks ago, I was in Memphis in Tennessee, right? And I was doing a half marathon with my mom was supposed to do a 5K and my sister was supposed to run the half marathon with me. I show up, my mom goes, oh, I just didn't sign up. I just forgot to do that. And the morning of, my sister was like vomiting, so I'm the only one who ran the half marathon. But I walk around Memphis, and I got a lot of love for Memphis. I've done comedy there, I've played music there. I like Memphis. It's dead. We need to just wipe it off the fucking face of the earth and rebuild it. All right? Absolutely. My girlfriend's like, can you go around tonight and lock the basement on both doors? Absolutely. I'll send you photos. Send you Photos. Anyway, as I was rambling. So the point is, Memphis, horrible city, horrible state. Wipe it off the fucking map. That being said, you can get good barbecue in Memphis. You can go down to Beale Street. I went to Beale Street, was fucking nobody there. Walked into a bar and a guy was just singing like sitting on the dock of the bay. And I was the only person in the audience. He was singing without me. So I go there and I just watch him and he's like acknowledging me. And I go, hell yeah, good work, man. And then I feel really bad because I'm like, I gotta go meet people. I don't know. I gotta get out of here. Like, you feel bad. But then I was like, well, he was singing without me. He'll sing, you know. I feel less bad because I've done my time performing for nobody. So I'm like, yeah. You know, I've been there, buddy. There's pluses and minuses. I get it. That sounds like a Counting Crows song. I was sitting on a dock, Mr. Jones. Counting Crows, underrated band. There, I said it. How could I say something so brave and challenging? What's very funny, though, because now the Gen Z, the tweens, are getting into, what's the show? Friends. It's funny to show them a picture of Adam Duritz and be like, this guy fucked half the cast of Friends. You go half? You go, yes. Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Gunther the Monkey. Monkey wasn't Gunther. Gunther was the man who's dead I'm getting distracted. The point is, everything that makes Tennessee, like everything cool in Tennessee, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fucking problems. Indiana has none of that. All right? They had some black people. They were called the Jackson 5. They got them the fuck out. It's from Gary, Indiana, which is easily the most depressing town in the fucking world. I don't know. We're here to talk about politics. I decided this is going to be a political show. No, I've said before, this is a drama show. So I'm going to talk shit about people. Post in the comments anyone you want me to talk shit about, and I'll talk shit about them. And maybe if they respond, we can like build on it. And, you know, we eventually... we can take this rocket ship to the moon, which is where rocket ships go. Mr. Jones and me. So we're going to go to YouTube and we're going to watch some content. Oh, got to do this again. I forgot this happened. Look at how happy I look right there. Let's do it. It's Yoception. I used to do this with Steveception, with the Vongino predicament for the old heads. Now I'm doing it with this. Post in the comments anyone you want me to talk shit about, and I'll talk shit about. I still don't see any comments. Post something. We can like build on it. I would love to talk shit about literally anybody. We can take this rocket ship to the moon, which is where rocket ships go. There we go. Oh, we're getting various. Some, by the way, Shitty McKee said what the chromosome situation. Talk shit on Steve Vagino. That loser quit his show right when they needed him the most. I forgot this happened. I sometimes think about bringing it back. I got to be honest with you. I look at the grifter ecosphere that's going on right now, and I'm like, this is ripe. What would Steve be doing right now? Steve would be mad that Candace Owens isn't talking to him. That's the way you do Steve Vongino. You just see like what Tim Pool does, and then you just like make it slightly goofier, but just as pathetic. So like he'd be mad that Candace Owens isn't beefing with him. You know, he'd be like testing the anti-Semitism and being like, this is cool, right? The anti-Semitism? Or is this good? No? Or what am I doing here? Because that was always the thing about Steve Vongino to me. This is a nightmare for you guys watching this, but deal with it. Deal with it. The thing about Steve is that I don't think he was a bad guy. In my heart, he was always a sweet man who was being forced into doing this. You know? Steve would be mad that Candace. By the way, I'm bringing back the Vongino predicament because I'm wearing this hat. You want to know why I'm wearing this hat? I'm going to show you why I'm wearing this hat. I'm bald now. But just as pathetic. That's true. I shaved my head because I'm in a Smashing Pumpkins tribute band. And I think I still am, but the drummer and guitarist quit. That's okay. Tribute band members leave all the time. But we had a big show. We played Melancholy in full, so I shaved my whole head. The Steve content would be really great right now. Feed your streamers to an AI and debate yourself over how much coffee they should serve at IHOP. The answer is unlimited. Oh God, I got so many IHOP stories. I'm going to tell you guys a couple IHOP stories while this just plays in the back. In fact, we're leaving the browser. We'll talk about politics later because now I just got to tell IHOP stories. Okay, couple IHOP stories. First one. So this was an IHOP in a college town. debate Tim Pool over baldness. You're exactly correct. It would be very funny if I go in and I take my hat off and he's just like, you're such a fucking pretender. I just show him my bald head and he goes, my culture is not your prom dress, buddy. Okay? Anyway, IHOP stories. Also, did you see the Matan Evan interview? And people tell me like Matan Evan, I'm keeping this on not because I'm embarrassed of my head, which like is already growing back. It's only like Tuesday and I shaved my head on Thursday and I've already got some stubble back. So I've got a really strong ass head of hair. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Strong ass head of hair. Matan Evan, who people tell me is like a weird Nazi or something. I think he's very funny. I watch his stuff. I think he's a Gen Z shit poster. And I think it's very funny that he does all that. Gen Z shit posts, they really run the gamut. Everything from like pranking celebrities to murdering Charlie Kirk, which was a shit post. And I just want to say this, okay? I want to say this. It was bad. I do not like political violence. I do not like the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It was bad. Thumbs down. That being said, it was funny to write on the bullet, not the one he shot, but one of the ones he left behind, to write on a bullet, if you read this, you're gay. That's a very funny bit. Does my audio sound bad? I think I'm peaking right here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Maybe this is a little bit better. It was a good bit, right? If you read this, you're gay. That's cracking me the absolute fuck up. 58. I'm going to say, okay, I can set it from where my girlfriend. Set it from wherever. Anyway. It was a funny bit. Don't do political. There's a lot of things that are funny that are bad. Donald Trump can be very funny. That was hilarious when the very serious, like CNN people was like, it says on this bullet, if you read this, you're gay. Don't do it. I cannot stress enough how much I think political violence is bad and you shouldn't do it. Not that I have any love for Charlie Kirk. Fuck the piece of shit. I don't like political violence because first, I don't like murdering human beings. I love human beings. And, you know, whatever, like people die every day. I'm not like crying over Charlie Kirk, to be honest with you. It's a bummer he got killed, but like tons of people get killed. Tons of people get killed by fucking gun violence every day. What do you want from me? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. But don't do it. I don't like the way it escalates the temperatures. I would prefer for there to be political outcomes achieved via electoralism. All right? Oh, we're going to talk about his wife. Oh, we're going to talk about Erika Kirk, who I just got to say this, doesn't have it. Just doesn't. I'm going to tell IHOP stories. Then we're going to watch some Erika Kirk, and it's going to be great. So, one time at the IHOP, and I was a server at the IHOP, and I can dox it because it doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down and built apartment buildings or some bullshit. In Champaign, Illinois, a college town I grew up in, went back there for like a year. Like I dropped out of college for like a year. A lot of people do that kind of shit. I eventually graduated 5 years, baby, with a degree in English literature and a minor in German. I studied theater. I went in as a theater major, tried to study film, and then eventually left. And I got a minor in German only because from Southern Illinois University, all right, where Bob Odenkirk attended, dropped out. Hannibal Buress attended the same time as me, actually. Do you guys know Hannibal? Is he still around? He was very famous briefly and then decided he didn't like that, as many famous people don't. But I went there at the same time and actually did stand-up with him, and he wasn't that good at the time, but he got much better. R.I.P. to Hannibal Buress. You like Hannibal? I did stand-up with him back in the day. Somewhere on some fucking VHS tape, it probably doesn't. I can't imagine they haven't thrown this all into the fire. But on SCTV, which was like the student-run, public access channel, whatever you want to call it. Not quite public access, but it was beamed into all the dorms. On that channel, me and Hannibal did appearances. I hosted a show called Viva La Sex, which was just Loveline. He was not the first to call out Bill Cosby, but he really started the current movement that we have right now when he did a stand-up bit. Because the funny thing about Hannibal Buress and about the whole Bill Cosby thing that he exposed, God, this started as an IHOP story, by the way. Hannibal Buress, he didn't have new reporting. He didn't like come out with some kind of videotape that exposed anything. He simply just said stuff that was readily available to find. And then next thing you know, Donald Trump's president again. What's that meme where some guy presses a little domino and it goes up to the big domino and it's like Hannibal Buress doing a Google search and the next is everyone on earth dies. Hannibal, the only joke of his I remember from college, we would do stand up in the student union basement where not a lot of people were there. And we would, at SCTV, this Viva La Sex, this show, this Loveline-esque show that I hosted, he would be a guest on it sometimes. And he'd come in and he didn't want to do stand-up, but he'd like talk with us and stuff like that. I have met him several times since then in Chicago, and he has pointed out that he does not remember me. He didn't even fake it, which is funny. We've done other stand-up shows because when he comes to Chicago, he'll just like pop up on whatever dumb bullshit show. I remember one time I was doing the show in the basement of Wonder Bar, Underground Wonder Bar in downtown Chicago, and there's fucking nobody there. Like 2 people there. And Hannibal rolled up because he was friends with Gene Renfro, another comic I knew who was coming to do a set. And I, of course, was like, would you like to go up and do a set, Hannibal? And he said no. Then he started flirting with the bartender. And then he goes, all right, I'll go do a set. And then he went to go do a set. Because what you don't know about Hannibal is that my man is all about pussy. And that is the only thing. He wants to fuck. And we respect that about him. Okay? Numerous times is not whack. No, whack is, yeah, because he's a meme. He was on the Eric Andre show. Anyway, I'm just dropping names to starfuck people. Bob Odenkirk, he went to SIU Carbondale, dropped out. He hosted a show on WIDB, the radio station, which I also hosted. And I remember this. I'm there. Maybe it was like freshman year, like 2003. And I'm picking songs to play. And I play We Are Gonna Be Friends by the White Stripes because that album had just come out. And like the manager walked into the booth and was like, don't play that. That's a single. We don't play singles here. We don't play radio singles. We only play like Ted Leo and the Pharmacists was the big album they wanted us to play. College radio stupid. So anyway, I dropped out of SIU before coming back a year later to eventually finish my degree for all the fucking good it's done me. I do not have crazy student loans, thank God, because my parents were professors at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, which I was too stupid to go to. But consequently, like, I had some student loans. I left college a full degree with like less than 10K student loans. Part of it is my parents very generously paid for a lot of it. Part of it was super cheap because going to a state school and their professors meant I didn't pay a lot. But I had like less than 10K in loans that I paid back over the years. But anyway, I was working at the IHOP and I started as a waiter and eventually graduated all the way up to night manager of the IHOP. And I should have Robloxed myself after that. Because that was the height of my life. It all was downhill from there. But when I was a waiter there, I was serving these people. And listen, I don't want to be offensive, but let's call them black. Let's call them. Working at the IHOP in a college town, and I'd sometimes work over the summer, you get a lot of weird townies. You get a lot of ghetto folks. And listen, I'm not here to have a debate about socioeconomic status. First off, I love all of God's creatures. I love these people. They were funny. Did they sometimes throw glasses at me? Yes. Did they pull a knife on me one time in the parking lot? Yes. One time, did I drive there and there was a homeless guy who just passed out in my car? Yes. Did I forget to lock my car? So really it's on me. Yes to everything. But there was this black guy dressed up in a full pimp suit. Hello, ad job. You came for the racist part. So congrats on coming in at the right time. There was this black guy dressed out full. Everything about this sounds very racist. God is real and Christ is Lord. Let the record state. So, guy comes in and he's doing, and I don't think any black guy's ever done this before. He's on a date with a big fat white woman. Never done. First time. Who would have guessed? And I come to serve them and I'm like, what can I get for you? Can I get you any drinks? And he goes, y'all motherfuckers got Dom Perignon. He's very drunk, by the way. Very drunk. People all the time would ask for liquor of some nature at the IHOP. And they all thought, at first I was like, that's clever. They're doing a bit. Then I realized they're not doing a bit. They legitimately think there could be liquor here. Part of it is Gen Z doesn't understand just how drunk previous generations used to get. Every generation has progressively gotten less drunk, but millennials, we still got fucked up, okay? Now Gen Z just like does one Zen pouch and curls into a fetal position and cries okay? Because they'll never be able to fuck any of the K-pop demon hunters. That's what's happening now. People got so fucked up. They legitimately, I'd be like, we don't serve at an IHOP. And they go, I'm at a fucking IHOP? I thought I was. Then they would puke and shit their pants and die because they didn't know. This guy asked for Dom Perignon. I said, sorry, sir, we don't have Dom Perignon. He go, all right. Give me Colt 45 malt liquor. This story sounds like it was made up by a racist, but it is true. But you guys see how this lands. Oh my God. If you're racist, this is going to be a lot of fun for you. So bookmark this. I am not judging people. I'm simply reporting what I saw. And then I said, sorry, sir, we don't have Colt 45. This is an IHOP. And there's a beat. And he goes, give me some fruit punch. And I said, we got that. And I gave him the fruit punch. And you know what? He tipped me okay. So big ups to that guy. Big ups to that guy. Hopefully he had sex with that big fat white woman, which also, by the way, works every time. Just ask for fruit punch. Start with fruit punch. Here's a better story. And this one also, this is not racist really. I'm the hero in this story. Not really. But another thing I would do, there's a lot of homeless people. That means a lot of homeless people everywhere. But Champaign, Illinois isn't like a major metropolitan area, but you know, it's a big state school. And so there's a lot of homeless people that kind of hang out. They all showed up to get philosophy degrees and to be in Sonic Youth. And then that failed. And so they ended up, another name drop, by the way. I also did community theater at the Station Theater, which is where Nick Offerman got his start. Nick Offerman, a graduate of University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, which again, I was too stupid to go to. My parents were professors and I couldn't get in. I didn't really try. I figured I was too stupid. They didn't encourage me to. My parents were not like, apply for that. I think they were like, I don't know if book learning is really his thing. My mom did tell me my senior year of high school to join the Army because that's the only way I'd find a wife. So there's that. But anyway, I'm at this International House of Pancakes and I'm night managing it. And there'd be a lot of homeless people and we're supposed to kick them out. But I would say if homeless people came in, as long as they weren't like disrupting anybody or whatever, sit them down, get them some soup, get them a cup of coffee, warm them up a little bit. It was like cold outside. Have them tell me a story. I'd talk to them. A lot of the times the story would be some variation of, man to poop. Like they weren't not terribly coherent, to be entirely honest with you, but living on the street will fuck you up. I get it. All right. So there's this homeless guy. I don't remember his name. So for the purposes of the story, let's just call him Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller sitting there. Seems like a nice enough guy, minded his business. As he's getting up to leave, the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign football team, probably not the whole one, but like 4 or 5 guys, are coming in. It's like 2 o'clock on a Saturday. They've been partying. They're about, ready to have some pancakes and then go fuck a very in shape white woman. The whole time's being like, what? Why does white supremacy make me do this? I want to be with a big bitch. They're just imagining Kathy Bates in their head. I'm cracking myself up. And in a lot of ways, that's the most important thing. So as he's getting up to leave, he passes by the football team, looks to me, and he goes, oh, I didn't know you served. And I think you can imagine what he didn't beep. He didn't have a soundboard. No, he dropped the hardest R's I have ever heard. It was wild. And I immediately became panicked. And I turned to him and I literally go, I don't have your back. You need to leave now. I was like, listen, if these 5 giant men do to you what they would like to do to Kathy Bates later, I am not defending you at all. And there's this incredibly tense moment, and the football team just kind of looks at him, and they just start busting up laughing, which is thank God, because I would have witnessed a murder, and I don't even know if I would have called the police. I might have been like, all right, we bury this guy behind. I don't think anyone's going to miss him. I've lost half the viewers with that story, by the way. Lost a lot of viewers with that one. Oh, boy. Maybe they'll come back, or maybe they won't. Those of you still watching, how are you doing out there? All right, guys, now We're going to talk about politics. We're going to watch some shit. Let me go to this. We still got this video. Have a little drinky poo. All right, I'm going to pull a Hassan and leave you guys with an empty chair. I'm going to go pee, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I am back. I am so back. We are back. Who is this Hassan? Pop Nemo. I don't know what the fuck you are talking about, Duke Vulture. I don't understand it. I'm confused by it, and I feel disrespected by it. But I respect you for sharing your truth. Oh, with a shotgun. Who is this Hassan? That is a great question. He is, of course, China's warrior. Here is, by the way, what's recommended to me is an emo. Oh, it was an emo that I wasn't seeing. So we got, it's the Majority Report, folks. I don't know about those Majority Report. Oh, no, that's a different one. It's Hobo with a Shotgun who sent those. Duke Vulture sent a bunch of cute puppies, which is better. I don't know about that Majority Report. I choose not to like them. No, they're fine. I like Majority Report. But they're not. Here's what's recommended to me on my YouTube algorithm, by the way. First is Vaush, who, as I understand it, and this is, people are often confused about this. He doesn't want to fuck a horse. He wants to be a horse because horses have big dicks. Sam is 100% too scared to debate me, okay? And in fact, any reports you've seen that when I saw Sam Cedar on the street, I said, oh, fuck, Sam Cedar, and then I vomited and shit and cum out of my ass. That man is truly just, listen, you're not wrong. Do I watch Vaush sometimes? Sure. Is it getting a little old? Every single segment he puts out is like, here's why everyone's dying and everything's fucked. And it's like, well, sometimes you're more right than others, but we really need that level of just pessimism all the time, and you call everyone a fascist. You're calling me a fascist just because I said Adolf Hitler is cool, okay? No one take that out of context. I didn't mean the German guy. I meant my Latino neighbor, who is also a Nazi. Anyway, the funny thing about Vaush was that one time he saw some picture he wanted to save, and he was like streaming, sharing his screen, and he accidentally shared it and like saved it into his porn folder, and everyone saw his porn folder, and there appeared to be like a child in one of these pictures, I think, or something like that. And he just responded, he goes, no, it's not. He goes, listen, it's not a child, it's a goblin. You know how goblins are in porn. And I just want to be like, I don't know that, actually. I am unaware of what goblins are like in pornography. Next, I have the Adam Friedland Show with Kevin O'Leary, who people tell me sucks. I don't give a shit. Vaush is in the Epstein Files. Vaush is the Epstein Files. They're tattooed on his body like memento. Those Epstein Files are funny, aren't they? They don't matter. Everyone's so... Here's the thing. I'm just black-pilled on everything. Now I'm doing a fucking Vaush, and I better not save any photos to my fucking... Anyway, the thing is about the Epstein Files. Like, the president's a pedophile. Clearly. Like, duh. Who gives a shit? A bunch of powerful people are, and it doesn't matter. At this point, if you're still voting for Donald Trump, if you're still supporting Donald Trump, there is literally nothing that can be done to anyone paying attention. You got to remember, what got Trump over the line in 2024 was not anyone who gives a shit right now. He went on Joe Rogan. You know, he went on all of these stupid podcasts. He did a McDonald's appearance, and he just seemed kind of cool and normal. And everyone liked it. And all of those people immediately checked the fuck out. They do not fucking care. If you tell them he's a pedophile, they go, I guess all the presidents are pretty bad. And also, here's the thing. Everyone made fun of Megyn Kelly, as they should. Fuck her. She's a grifter bitch. But she made the point, which is true. And I'm not saying this is good. I would argue it's better, but it's not good. Jeffrey Epstein didn't like traffic children like toddlers. You know, there's the one picture of him and there's a toddler in the photo, and he probably didn't fuck the toddler. The thing wasn't fucking toddlers. That's a different thing. Worse, I'd argue, but who cares? They're both very bad. What Trump and Epstein did was fuck 15-year-olds, which, to clarify, you shouldn't do. Even if you are 15, you shouldn't fuck a 15-year-old. No one will benefit. That will be bad for everybody across the board. So I just want to say that. Don't have sex with 15-year-olds. It's bad to do that. But if someone goes, I see no difference between fucking a 4-year-old and a 15-year-old, I would have said, listen, is it a distinction without a difference? You could argue that, but it is a distinction. Don't tell me it's not, okay? And listen, I'm actually hearing from my lawyer in the other room that maybe we should move on from this. And let's see where we're at viewers-wise. And we're at 3 now, which is the lowest we've had the whole time. We were up to double digits at one point. Boy, howdy, they all left. Okay. Kevin Leary, I don't give a shit. Why is this showing me guitar? Destiny. Who is more problematic, Destiny or Vaush? What's your opinion on that? This is the kind of shit I should be watching. Smashing Pumpkins videos. Hello Kitty Cat, a great B-side. We're just going to watch that now. We're just going to watch this and appreciate it for a little bit. And I hope I don't get copyright struck. Is this fucking, this is recent Pumpkins, man. Oh shit, they're doing Hello Kitty Cat in a recent tour. This is off Pisces Iscariot. It's a B-side. Like I said, I'm in a Smashing Pumpkins tribute band. I know my Pumpkins. I mean, I guess not that recent because that's Schroeder on guitar, and Schroeder hasn't been with the band for like 2 or 3 years at this point. But certainly it's like, you know, post-reunion. And that's Jack Bates on bass. Well, first off, Destiny's community is fucking insane. I 100% agree with that. When I watch Destiny videos, I'm like, yeah, he seems like a pretty smart, reasonable guy. Then I hear about all his fucking crazy stuff. I don't know. I hear about it all. We're just watching Smashing Pumpkins videos. Say hello before you say goodbye. I have a question for my viewers. When I say Smashing Pumpkins, what's the first song that pops into your head? You could also say first thing that pops into your head. Because when I shaved my head, I was arguing that, like, when you think Billy Corgan, and I play Billy in the Smashing Pumpkins tribute band. We have video of it that maybe I'll play for you guys. Why wouldn't I? But when you think Billy Corgan, I am one. Fuck, you're cool, hobo with the shotgun. Listen, if your goal was to impress me, you fucking succeeded, dude. That song fucking rips. We played that one. That one is amazing. Play that to people who don't like Smashing Pumpkins. Rat in a Cage, which is not the name of the song, but that does establishment. It's actually Bullet with Butterfly Wings. It's actually the name of the song. I think that's their biggest song, but I've heard some people argue that Tonight Tonight is their biggest song. Maybe. Anyway. Their early stuff is what I'm into. But listen, I've sat down and listened to all the post-reunion shit, the post-2000. You know how much of a fucking Pumpkins fan I am? I've listened to Zwan. I saw Zwan live. Opening up Queens of the Stone Age. This was 2003, 2004, maybe? When would this have been? Let's Google it. Previously, I Googled, what are boy chromosomes? Zwan, Redbird Arena, Normal, Illinois. I saw Weezer there when they returned to the Green album. Not Zwan at the Double Door. Zwan's fucking good. Zwan, Redbird Arena. I saw them in Normal, Illinois. I swear to God I did. Normal, Illinois concert. Queens of the Stone Age. Listen, this was many years ago, and I spelled every fucking word. It was the Braden Auditorium. You're right. It was not the Redbird Arena. I'm totally full of shit. Zwan and Queens of the Stone Age. No one knows. Here's the set list of them at the Braden Auditorium. I didn't really know Queens. I knew No One Knows, but No One Knows. This was 2003 is when this would have been. And then Zwan closed with Honestly. Am I remembering that correctly? This was over 20 years ago, and I truly have fucking brain damage. No, they played Honestly third time. I'm full of absolute shit. What I remember mostly about the encores is they were fucking wailing. Listen to Billy Corgan fucking play guitar. Fuck you. He's amazing. Suck my absolute fucking dick. God, what a good band. Anyway, speaking of great performers, let's watch Erika Kirk at TP USA. No, this is just me. We don't need to watch me. Everyone should be watching me. You're not wrong. See, majority report pops up when I search right there. Erika Kirk, TP USA. Now, what a great still image of me. Full discussion. Nicki Minaj goes unfiltered with Erika Kirk. We'll watch this. Nicki Minaj, interesting fact, happiest woman alive. Very happy. Thing you got to remember about Erika Kirk, right, is she watched her husband, the love of her life, as she claims, and this might not be true, but the only man whose penis she ever had inserted into her during intercourse missionary style. It's the only way. That man was murdered in front of her, apparently by Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz apparently had the gun. The right-wing media machine, propaganda machine, has conveyed the message, even to normies, that basically the Democratic Party killed Charlie Kirk. The position, I'm turning my volume down again, I don't know if I'm too loud here. The mainstream position of the Republican Party, your average normie Republican, sincerely believes that basically Kamala Harris ran on a campaign of we should shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck. And then when it happened, they all said, me like. They all did Borat voice and said, hey, my neck. So she saw her husband get shot in the neck. In a video. She wasn't there. They said they were there. And her daughter, who I think she might remember exists. There's a non-zero chance Erika Kirk remembers her daughter exists. Okay? I'm going to turn it down. Is my volume too loud? Does this at all matter to you guys? Am I sounding good out there? Comment. Like and subscribe. So the day after, maybe it was a couple days after, I don't know. After Charlie Kirk, presumably overdosed on fentanyl, Erika Kirk was elected via the board, because it is apparently a publicly traded company, the new CEO of Turning Point USA, which I think is largely a hat manufacturer. I think that's their primary business, is selling hats that say things like, debate me. Every time people are like, debate me, I'm like, do I gotta? I feel pressured. Debate me. Prove me wrong. I don't want to. I guess you're okay. You're right. You're right about everything. I agree. Trans people, do have bad fashion taste. I don't know what you're arguing exactly, but it's odd. So they've tried to make Erika Kirk, his grieving, some say grieving widow, the face of the Turning Point USA Corporation. The problem is that she does not have the fucking sauce at all. Charlie Kirk, he wasn't like the best, most charismatic right-wing grifter. Like Matt Walsh was better. Matt Walsh was, I think, not as smart as Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a smart guy. He was. In terms of actual like rhetoric, it was just the usual like diverting and shit. He wasn't particularly funny or charming, but he was a smart enough guy, and he could do the dialogue tree where, for example, the last thing he said on this earth, someone said, hey, I think gun violence is a problem. You think it's just trans people? And he goes, well, yeah, no, all gun violence is committed by trans people all the time. And the person goes, well, that's factually inaccurate. Look at all this gun violence. And then the last words on this earth that Charlie Kirk said were, Well, does that include black on black violence? I think he might have said gang violence or inner city violence. He might have just said black on black violence. I don't remember, and I don't care. It's honoring his legacy to misquote him. His last words on earth were, gee, I hope this fentanyl doesn't hurt me too much when I jam it in my asshole. See where we're at viewer-wise here? Oh, we're at 3 now. We've lost 1. The timing was so funny. It was very funny. Here's the thing. Charlie Kirk had a debate about gun rights. And, ultimately, if you're debating gun rights, you do lose when you get shot in the neck. That's how that works. So he posted an L on that one, but now he's, debating Noam Chomsky in hell. And I know what you're thinking. Chomsky's not dead. You're not sure of that. Google it. Even if he was alive at the start of this, in any given moment, in terms of you're just being told a celebrity died, Noam Chomsky would want to be one of the least surprising. Like, who'd be the most surprising celebrity to die? I don't know. One of those kids from Stranger Things or some shit. Noam Chomsky would be like, yeah, it makes absolute sense. But Chomsky is alive. He just hangs out in hell. And says, I think America bad, actually, and I don't like it. So Erika Kirk, they wanted to put her up as the face of the movement, I think, because partially it's just good branding. You know what I'm saying? She's the grieving widow. Oh, they killed Charlie Kirk. And the main thing they want to push is that, A, the Democratic Party did this, and they want to do this every single time you post a meme on Facebook. They want to stress that. And then they want to reach out to young women. That is the goal they're trying to get, because they've saturated the male market. They've made surprising inroads with Black and Latino men even. Will those stay? Probably not. They're not able to stay with much of anybody at this point. But they were able to make those inroads. So they just got to go to the next one, because just carrying what you had before isn't enough. It's the capitalist thing. It's constant growth, constant consumption. So they were like, all right, who do we get next? Well, we're probably going to lose the Latinos and the Blacks. And then someone goes, wait, I know who the actual most racist people in the world are. White women. They're the actual... Every person in the Ku Klux Klan would go on one fucking freeway ride with a fucking white woman and just go, Jesus, bitch, chill. God damn. God damn. So they wanted to put her up to try to get these women, partially white women, partially black women, as we're going to see in this video with Nicki Minaj, who interestingly is not Cardi B. I simply must be honest. I thought they were the same person. Call me racist if you want. And in my heart, I know you're right. Just kidding. I love all people. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, okay? Cardi B does the WAP song, the song about the wet A P word. When Ben Shapiro did WAP, one of the funniest things ever. It got memed so much that it was no longer funny. But him reciting that, yeah, you're effing with some wet ass P word. It would have been better if he had said, yeah, you're effing with some wet A word P word. He had just not done any of it. Nicki Minaj, is she a good rapper? I like her verse in Monster, that Kanye West song, who's also... What's been going on with Kanye? I haven't really followed his career. I haven't really checked in since 2014. What's happening with him? He's still on his pills, right? I can only presume. I thought it was like Hillary Duff being... I used to confuse that too. Also, speaking of Hanya Montana, many years ago when I was in college, talking a lot about college, for such a wildly unspectacular time in my life being at college. Nothing was achieved, nothing was gained. Not a lot was lost either. Just totally unremarkable time. But we're talking a lot about my college experience. And there was a German foreign exchange student. And I don't remember where I put my keys every morning, but I'll remember this till the day I die. At one time he asked me, what's the deal with that Hanya Montana? That's how he pronounced that. Was ist der Schneffen mit den Hanya Montana? He didn't say it in German. He said it in English. And also that wasn't good German. I have dog shit German. But it's now I'll always pronounce that as Hanya Montana. I did always confuse Hillary Duff. And also I would confuse the shows to begin with. And I'd be like, Lizzie McGuire is the show with the singer, right? No? Listen, say what you will about Hillary Duff, okay? At least her dad knew his place. He didn't try to get a paycheck off that shit and appear on it. Don't break my heart. Why don't you break your bank account, Billy Ray Cyrus? I don't know. Anyway, I thought Nicki Minaj had a good verse on Monster. Namade Monster came from Sri Lanka with a bad bitch. That's all I remember came from Sri Lanka. Is she from Sri Lanka? I believe she's not an American citizen. It's worth noting. She has a lot of opinions. So she's a global music icon. Let's watch her and Erika Kirk try to get young women into being Republican. Do you think it'll work? Maybe. A lot of them are very stupid. This is starting 4 minutes and 54 seconds. I don't believe I've watched 4 minutes and 54 seconds of this before, but maybe it autoplayed or something. This is 33 minutes. This is too goddamn much. So, first off, TP USA, Turning Point USA, not Toilet Paper USA. Don't go make those jokes. They're not funny. I know you think, oh, no. We're being serious here. Okay? We're being serious. TP USA is a big event. It's for donors. It's a trade show is what it is. It's an expo, okay? They had, I believe, if not the actual one, at least a replica of the tent Charlie Kirk was shot in. And I got to say, quite frankly, bullshit. No half measures. Put his corpse there. Put his corpse there, all right? Fuck you. And they bring out Erika Kirk. Look at this fireworks show they do for her here. You got a selfie there, with a shotgun. You know some people were doing selfies like, yeah, you know I had to do it. You know I had to stun on them. It's funny to be disrespectful. That's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, it's not good. You shouldn't. You should respect some people. You shouldn't respect any of these people. It is a moral obligation to disrespect them. Okay. As a reminder, her husband was murdered. Just want to throw that out there. This is how she mourns. This is Super Bass, one of her songs, which took me too long to realize was Superb Ass. And I would imagine that's just like her most played song on Spotify. Maybe Monster is higher, but she only does a guest verse, and they don't want to play Kanye West. This is complicated. Okay? The right wing is currently fighting between those who hate the Jews and those who hate the globalists, but not the Jews. They're really divided between those that are like, we need to exterminate every Jew, and those who are like, we need to exterminate everyone who was ever rude to a Jew. If you ever watched Curb Your Enthusiasm and said, damn, they are like that, bullet in the back of your head immediately. That's a big schism in the right wing. And Kanye West has a very specific side. Although I believe he's changed now. Recently, Kanye West met with a rabbi, and I think is now woke. So good for him. So they don't want to play that. They're instead just playing Superb Ass. I'm guessing her most popular song on Spotify. They just chose the first one. And does she look green? Is this doing some fucking Wicked shit? I saw Wicked, by the way. Oh, this can be racist again. This is a really racist stream, which I think is cool. I like racism. Excuse me, you're a hell of a guy. You're a hella fly and a hell of a guy. She got scurvy. That's what it is. Someone give her a lime immediately. I saw Wicked, which is not very good. I did not care for either of the Wicked films, and the second one is definitively worse. But at some point, I was like, well, good for them on having a black lead in their film. Then I was like, well, does she count as black when she's green the whole goddamn time? Like, in the text of Wicked, they are racist towards her for being green. And I don't think you should be racist towards green people, but you should try to get them help. They clearly need to see a doctor. Okay. Point the microphone. See, again, Erika Kirk doesn't have it, man. She doesn't got it. That right-wing grift, you go out there, the ability to control a crowd, she doesn't have it. She just was a hot fucking model at some point. You know where her and Charlie Kirk met, by the way? She said this in some podcast, and it's amazing. And the same podcast where she goes, I love submitting to him. Which is like... in a lot of ways, okay, youth is wasted on the young, and trad wives are wasted on trad husbands, all right? Because if you got a bitch who's like, I will do anything, and you're like, what if I played a porno while we fucked? He wouldn't even do that. No, literally, if she goes, I will submit to you and do anything, he'd go, what about, and he'd look over both shoulders, make sure no one's listening. What about a blowjob? A blowjob. I will not return the favor. You've had a period at some point in your life. I think the whole thing is blood. It's disgusting to me. What about a blowjob? Trad wives are wasted on trad husbands. They need to be doing some weird shit, like doggy style, the weirdest position. What if she was on top so he could see her boobs? That literally would be what it was. She goes, I submit to you, I'll do anything. He goes, okay. I want to see your boobs. Don't fucking tell anyone I said that. Don't fucking tell my darkest secret. I want to see your boobs.
Hi. Hello, how are you?
She has a big, stupid fucking Kenneth the Page from 30 Rock smile on her face.
So those of you who know, Charlie was very good about having a surprise for every AmFest.
So she's fucking bad. She's clearly reading the cue cards. She's like a bad celebrity host on SNL. Like when they get an athlete and you expect, Michael Phelps to be good at sketch comedy. He's not good. I'll tell you this. He's better at sketch comedy than fucking Marcelo Hernandez is at swimming. Okay? So don't judge him too harshly. But this isn't his forte.
And we are so blessed to have you. We are so
blessed by
grateful.
God, by Christian God.
I mean,
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I am honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
love you.
See, she doesn't have the next point. She's not getting there. With these things, you have to understand, you are talking to a group of people that are, medically speaking, Down syndrome adjacent. They do not have more than 15 seconds of an attention span. You got to get in there, hit them hard. All this waiting and just stupid fucking gormless smiling. The word gormless, which I think is largely a UK thing, is so perfect for describing this woman.
You guys. So we're just going to dive right into this.
So we're like a minute and 30 seconds into this thing, and she's just now saying, let's dive right in. Charlie Kirk would have already gotten Nicki Minaj to say that all trans people are actually Chinese super soldiers. He would have gotten that out of her already. He wasn't really a big anti-China guy. Again, he was smart, and he understood that, which is one of the big reasons I think why the right-wing movement is kind of splintering right now. Charlie Kirk was really the only guy who was invested in a political project. His main goal was not just views. It was views as a vessel to get Republicans elected to office. You think Candace Owens gives a shit about anyone elected to office? You think Tim Pool cares? It's easier for them, honestly, if Republicans are out of office. If a Democrat's in office, they can just do the usual, you ever notice how your life sucks? That's actually their fault. And that's kind of the main problem with American politics. We're so fucking locked in to this tribalism bullshit that big fundamental change can't happen. Take me back to the Maps girl at the beauty pageant. Honestly, here's the fucking difference. That stupid bitch, and she was very stupid. And I mean that not pejoratively. I'm stupid too. What was the question? Someone asked her how do you do world peace? And she goes, what if we did South Carolina and made Africa good now? Happy, upwards. If you ask me, I go, oh, I don't fucking know. Then I shit my pants and die. She's just stupid. Most people are stupid. That's fine. It's fine to be stupid. It's better. If you're stupid as shit like I am, thank God for that every day. You ever meet a smart person? They seem stressed out constantly. Okay? Be stupid. But the problem is, and we're sort of seeing this right here with Erika Kirk, with Nicki Minaj, the fundamental political project of the Republican Party has been to make stupid people extremely politically activated. They probably shouldn't be. I don't have the solution. The problem is all the solutions to get the stupid people out of voting just, ends up being racist. Because everyone abuses it. If you did an actual fucking literacy test, have them actually have their writing skills, I think black people would do way fucking better than the dipshit white trash. And I'm allowed to say it, all right? I have white trash in my blood, and that I got, an infusion from John Cougar Mellencamp. What a bizarre thing for a human to have said. No. Any solution fundamentally runs against democracy at its core. And it's a problem. The problem is that I believe in humans. I love humans. And goddamn, do humans make it hard. When it comes to how do we rule? How do we control and run this country? Let's let us all kind of decide together. That's the most fair and produces bad outcomes. But, better outcomes, and there's methods for getting people out. I don't know.
You had some fun words for Governor Newsom.
Look how bad she is. She keeps fucking breaking. She keeps laughing. This bitch is the Jimmy Fallon of fascists. She keeps laughing and looking at cue cards. You had some words for Gab, she's setting it up. Charlie, who wasn't even the best at this, but he was a pro. You got to give him that. He was a professional, okay? He would have come out and just been like, Gavin Newsom talk. He knew how to run shit. Listen, if you listen to Glenn Beck or even Sean Hannity or any of these guys who are broadcasters, who are professional, they understand the attention span of the average person. I don't, and that's why I keep losing viewers. People are so stupid. You got to give them something new every couple of seconds. All this laughing and stupid shit, it's not working.
I have to read these tweets because they're amazing and they are so funny. Okay, first one.
Literally pulls out her phone, doesn't even have it on the teleprompter. Awful.
Do this one. Unless you want to read it in your own voice. I think it'd be really great.
Also, my guess is they planned this all out beforehand that she would read it, and then Erika Kirk just forgot. She's bad at this. You made the wrong decision. All right? Exactly. She's literally reading tweets. That's what this whole fucking thing is. There's all these, urban legends popping around. I haven't urban legends are the right word, but, predictions/hope dictions that J.D. Vance is going to leave his wife, who is an Indian woman, which is a big mistake on his part. J.D. Vance is also not stupid. At some point during the marriage, he was like, this could hurt me in my political. He's definitely thought that. It was great when he was the vice president, when he had the great quote. Someone says, your wife is Indian. He goes, yes, my wife is Indian, but I love her. He did say, but I love her. He has biracial children. And the thing about J.D. Vance, he is my age. He is a couple months younger than me. If he becomes president, which if I had to place money on it, I'd guess he does within the next 3 years. Trump has 19 strokes a day and is someday just going to shit his pants and die. That's going to happen. He shits his pants every day and dies every day. But eventually the paramedics aren't going to be able to resuscitate him. They'll be like, well, we tried to shock his heart and, well, needless to say, now all of the room is covered in some sort of thick yellow film. Yeah, he exploded. It turns out it's not fat. It's just Olestra. Remember those chips from the 90s that had low fat? If somehow his body was made of that, we don't know. Science will never know. Every scientist in America is refusing to study it. So my guess is J.D. Vance will at some point be president of the United States of America. Maybe not through an election, but through, somebody else shitting their kidney out of their asshole. He can be president if he changes his name again to Donald Trump. Yeah, and he very well might. But J.D. Vance is my age for all intents and purposes. And so when he sort of started his journey up the ladder, it was a very different time. It was a neocon time. That's why he signed up to be in the army and go to Iraq, because he was like, this will help my political, help my political movement. He also, I think, and listen, I'm just completely pulling shit off my ass here with absolutely no proof of it. That being said, it's 100% true. What was it called? The diarrhea from Olestra? I believe it was just called diarrhea. No, it was called new diarrhea. Then they got rid of it and everyone went back to diarrhea classic, and that was better. But yes, J.D. Vance, I think, married an Indian woman because he was like, this will be good because, the Republican tent is expanding and including, other people in XYZ. And I think he like most everybody in the Republican Party except Donald Trump did, greatly overestimated the intelligence of the average Republican voter. Turns out they are just stupid and racist. People will be like, what policies does the Republican voter want? And it turns out their number one policy is Again, I studied theater. Yes, that's the average fucking policy of them. So J.D. Vance, I don't think, has the sauce to actually get elected. And it seems like the Republicans don't have the balls to destroy democracy. That's what it seems like, but who knows? First off, all predictions are based, all predictions should be considered with the caveat that no one knows how to fucking pull defeat from the jaws of victory like the goddamn Democratic Party. Let the record state. So who the fuck knows what's going to happen? I'm not in the prediction business in this particular ground game, except for the one prediction I make, which is I do think J.D. Vance will be president at some point before 2028. Maybe not, though. Who knows? Maybe it'll be fucking Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Oh, Gabby Poo, it only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the...
Also, listen, we see Nicki Minaj, say what you will about her, was a professional entertainer for many years. She grabs it, she starts reading, she's not just laughing, she puts a little sauce on it, okay? She knows what she's doing. The problem, one of the fundamental problems we have in the right-wing movement in America is that it's a content creator government. They all just want to create content. They're not very good at it. They've gotten their way in through nepotism or through, whatever shit. For Charlie Kirk wanting to see what blonde pubes look like, and then he takes his wife's pants off for the first time and sees that she's totally waxed. And he has two things. He goes, first off, grow it out. Secondly, tell me who waxed you. I will send them to CCOT. Somehow they've gotten into these positions despite not being very good at actually like performing and entertaining people.
The end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. It'll make you happier than this race that you will not win. Enjoy life. Peace.
So what's an interesting fact about that, you'll notice she at no point actually offered a criticism of Gavin Newsom, of which I'm sure there are several. People in the comments have said that he has personally murdered homeless people. He's basically Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. I don't know much about him. I don't live in California. I don't give a shit. He would not be my first choice for the Democratic nominee in 2028. If he is the nominee, I'd support him. But, whatever. I don't know. But you'll notice that they're not saying, like, I don't like this policy. I don't like that he's done this. They're not even saying, like, the vague, stupid culture war shit anymore. It's not like, thanks to Gavin Newsom, all of the boys have to pee sitting down and all the girls have to poop standing up. Gender is real, Gavin Newsom. They're not even saying that. They're literally just like, don't run, you will lose. Like, that's not, I don't care. People lose all the fucking time. That's not going to get me to support or not support something. I guess it couldn't. I don't know, whatever. Gives the phone back.
Okay. One more. Why
not?
Also hands the phone to her. She couldn't look it up on her own phone. She couldn't read a teleprompter. What's going on? I'm rapidly becoming Tucker Carlson. What's happening? What's going on?
Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids.
Okay, now we're getting there.
Not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Not Gav. The Gav nots. Gav not in, Gav out. Send in the next guy. I'm bored.
These are not that good of tweets. Yes, doesn't even scroll her pics. Correct. That would have been better. She gets it, immediately opens it and goes, damn, this year, first thing I see is a dick pic. You didn't tell me Charlie was packing. Shit, now I'm sad. That's now two things he shares with MLK Jr. What's very funny is all the right-wingers who are like, Charlie Kirk was the MLK of his generation. And be like, well, don't tell that to Charlie Kirk, who was very openly fucking anti-MLK before. These aren't good tweets. That at least was better than the last one, because I guess policy isn't the term I would want, but he just says Gavin Newsom wants to see trans kids. Not even like wants to have them play in sports, just likes to see them. Says bring them in. I don't know.
So I'm just going to let you riff. Like, I want you to say whatever you want to say.
Yep, and that's when she gives up completely. We are not 3 minutes into this, and Erika Kirk has said, so literally my only job, of which I'm making millions for, is to be on a stage and talk about how my husband got shot in the neck. And I'm tired from that. I've handed a phone over twice. We'll keep watching this. I'm going to pee, then I'll come back and we'll watch a little bit more. I know I got to pee a lot. I've been drinking water and whiskey. I don't know. Fuck you. Shut up. All right, I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. All right, let's watch a couple more minutes of this, then get the fuck out of here. We're like 3 minutes into this, and it's not interesting or exciting. Let's jump ahead a little bit and see if we're getting anything better here. We're at 12:12, which is nice. It's a palindrome. It's not. Fuck you. It is.
As they please, where they please. We take it for granted because we have it. We can't even imagine not having
She's talking about Down syndrome, by the way.
that right. But every time we pray and fellowship, we have to remember the people that are right now in this world hiding to pray and fellowship. And we have to pray for them.
Okay, so yeah, so it seems like Nicki Minaj is mostly coming in to do two things, which are big parts of the conservative movement. A, she comes in to say that actually black people can be Republican. Did you even know that? The actual real racists are the Democrats because they don't even want us to be Republican. Okay, there's that. And then the second one is to go, actually, Christians are super prosecuted. They're the ones really, in a lot of ways, they're kind of doing a Holocaust now, but with Christians. And in a way, is Sydney Sweeney Anne Frank. And in fact, Daily Wire is going to be making that film. And what's that? Oh, we closed down the Daily Wire because they were dirty Jews. Okay, well, my bad on that.
And first of all, Nigeria is a place I've always loved. Someone very dear to me, my pastor, is Nigerian. I have lots of Nigerian barbs. And so...
Barbs, or I think barbs are her fans. Barbies, they're called them, or something. I don't know. But this is a big thing that they're going for. The church blacks. Can they get them? Even though the fundamental premise of the Republican Party is kill all the insert slur here. That's basically what it all comes down to. Can they get the church blacks, the Tyler Perrys? You know for a fact they call Tyler Perry every time they do one of these. Like, Tyler, do you want to come out? No, it doesn't need to be as Medea, okay? The first time they go, Tyler, do you want to come out? And they go, no, I didn't mean that. Somewhere he's going, how do you know? Well, fucking everyone killed. Tyler Perry, just be gay. It's fine. Just be gay. You were good and Gone Girl. You played Colin Powell in Vice. You're a weirdly good actor. Not that, like, you're a great actor. There are better ones, but you'd always expect him to not be very good. Then he shows up in, like, supporting roles in other people's movies, and you're like, this guy's pretty good, actually. He's got a screen presence. He's good.
hearing that people are being kidnapped, and while they're in church, people are being kidnapped, people are being killed, brutalized.
Brutalized even.
All because of their religion.
I like to imagine someone going, people are getting killed, okay, whatever. Brutalized? Oh my God.
And that should spark outrage in the great America. And that's what it did.
Any thoughts why chuds call everything warriors? Is free speech warrior, God warrior, social justice warrior? That's a great question, because the interesting thing, Shifty, is that my first impulse is like, well, they just are fucking 12. And when you were 12 and you were like creating super, heroes in your notebook, you were like, this guy is bullet warrior and he has bullets and he shoots bullets and he's a big bullet and he's bullet warrior, because you just liked ultimate warrior, because warrior is a cool word. But what's interesting is the social justice warrior aspect of it, because their point is that all of these they're using the term ironically there, but I think that in a way they respect that more. They want to view everything as an epic battle, where they're out on the field with a knife. They've got a knife in their teeth. They're about to jump into a lake and murder a sea person. Yes, I think they just really need there to be stakes in life, because life is overall very boring. You get up, you go to a shitty job, you have shitty fucking kids. Your wife is Erika Kirk. You're like, could someone just fucking take me out of one of these goddamn things? And calling everything a warrior makes you think that you're actually Conan.
And again, we're not backing down anymore.
Okay. Thank God. Finally, right-wing Christians have been really silent for a long time. It's about time right-wing Christians finally spoke up.
We are not going to be silenced by the bullies anymore, okay? Know that. Hear that. Receive that, bullies. We won't be silenced ever again.
It's very hard for me to take any political movement seriously when what they take seriously is people being mean to them on Twitter. And you can say there was some of that in like the Democratic Party at some point, and maybe you're right to some degree. But it really is the fucking Republicans, the right wing in America. They are absolutely 100% the party of taking what people say online incredibly seriously. It literally comes down to like, someone was mean to me on Facebook, and that's why I'm voting for camps.
We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. Amen.
Amen.
I mean, the question people have watching something like this is Nicki Minaj grifting, or is this a sincere expression of her beliefs? And again, people might say there's no real difference, and they're probably right in a practical sense. It doesn't really matter. But it's an interesting thought experiment. And I think the honest truth of it is to posit anything as a binary between grifting or sincere is to not understand the level as to which people can lie to themselves and the level as to which people don't think, they simply feel. So, does Nicki Minaj believe everything she's saying? No. Does she feel good saying it? Yes. For most people, does feeling good about something and believing it mean exactly the same thing? Yes, especially for right-wingers, So Nicki Minaj, I'd imagine, is doing this for a career pivot. Her career kind of cratered. Other people, took over. I confuse her with Cardi B, which would anger all of the humans involved. She's a fucking diva and she wants attention and like all of these people. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't on some level feel a real sense of like disgust towards, quote unquote. I mean, she's also very stupid. Again, these things are not mutually exclusive. You can be very stupid. In fact, if you are sincerely a right-winger, you're very stupid. And no right-wingers are completely sincere, because what they believe is so fucking stupid and terrible. But it's not about thoughts. It's not about like facts. Nicki Minaj isn't presenting like facts. She's not like, well, I enjoy the tax policy of the Republican administration. No, her basic point is she feels slighted by the quote-unquote left. That's true of everyone in the audience as well. The only person in this building who maybe doesn't feel slighted by the left is Erika Kirk, who's like, damn, I'm getting a payday. Shit, who am I going to marry next? Well, I better wear leather pants for JD Vance. Let's fucking do this.
I don't know if you can see this at home, but she's getting a ton of standing ovations.
I bet she
I
has.
love you guys so much. Thank you guys.
Absolutely. Let's go forward a little bit here.
Be who you are proudly.
That's definitely the main point of the modern day Republican Party. Be who you are proudly. Unless, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. You're like, be who you are proudly. Oh, I'm trans. Oh, don't be that. You shouldn't, in fact, shouldn't be at all. Would you get on this train? Thank you.
Amen. Yes. So what have you, I mean, you're an amazing mother.
I'm willing to bet she's not that good of a mother. It's just a guess. I don't know.
What have you seen that has been a struggle for young women today? And then also, since both of us have little boys, I would love for you to also talk about the male side of that question as well.
Okay, well, something that I've noticed recently is that for little girls, I think that no matter how you look, we should be trying to instill into them to be proud of how they look.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly over well with the Republican base. Doesn't really fly over that well with me. Don't be proud of how you look. I mean, if you put a lot of work into it, be proud of that. Be proud of other things, you know? I'm reminded again of the quote from the great film Junebug, where Amy Adams, who got her first Oscar nomination, a real star-making performance. Maybe I'll leave you guys with this, because this is pretty good message, all right? Damn. God loves you, but he loves you too much to let you stay that way. So if you maybe are fat and bald and stupid, read a book, go for a run, and grow a goatee. That's the solution to being bald. All right, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Have a great, happy holidays with all your folks. I'll be back in the new year. Maybe before. Maybe I'll do one. I'm around next week.